Elizabeth Olsen wanted to change her last name to hide her connection to the Olsen twins. Some people even believe that she was ashamed of her family. These concerns were reinforced by a video from the Olsens' childhood. In it, the twins ruthlessly mock their little sister.
Hasta la vista, baby sister. Maybe some other time. out.
As a child, Elizabeth didn't want to be associated with her super famous elder sisters. While the twins were making a name for themselves in Hollywood, Lizzie wanted to be a normal kid. But with siblings successful enough to become millionaires by their 10th birthday, that was hard to do. The Marvel actress once admitted that she expected to be compared to the twins her whole life. In high school, Elizabeth came up with a great way to escape association with Mary-Kate and Ashley. She replaced the surname her sisters made famous with her second name. Elizabeth Olsen became Elizabeth Chase. There was more to her rebranded identity than anonymity. Elizabeth wanted to make sure that she didn't get anything in life just because of who she was related to.
There is some sort of association of not earning something that I think bothered me at a very young age. It had everything to do with my own insecurities.
But her attempts to have a normal life were seen by many as evidence of family drama. Despite her current fame, Elizabeth didn't always want to be an actress. And it was because that career nearly ruined her sisters' lives. Mary-Kate and Ashley had been famous since they were babies starring in Full House. After the show ended, they appeared in films. Their careers skyrocketed. By the time the girls were 21, the twins were worth millions of dollars. With their own production company and fashion line, they also had completely disappeared from Hollywood. At the height of their fame, the media was obsessed with Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, even though it became damaging. The girls were bombarded with paparazzi everywhere they went. Some outlets also sexualized the twins, publishing photos of them in bikinis when they were underage and commenting on their bodies. And after years of that treatment, Mary-Kate and Ashley couldn't handle the attention anymore. By the time the twins were ready for college, Mary-Kate suffered from anorexia, and both sisters were beyond stressed out. Then fellow college students started selling stories about the actresses to the media. The scrutiny was so bad that Mary-Kate and Ashley dropped out of college, admitting that they no longer felt safe. All that negative attention did more than put the twins off Hollywood. It made Elizabeth reconsider her dream of being an actress too. When she saw coverage of Mary-Kate's eating disorder making headlines, she felt like instead of liking her sisters, the media wanted to hurt them. When the media was abusive to my sisters, I thought I really didn't want to be in the industry. I didn't want to be a part of it. I just thought, this is such bullshit. It was particularly worrisome for Elizabeth, because she knew something most people didn't. The twins never wanted to be famous. They didn't even want to be actresses. Mary-Kate and Ashley's career started by accident. The twins landed the role of Michelle in Full House because their mum was friends with the casting director and offered her daughters for the role. They got the job they never chose. Years later, the twins shocked fans everywhere when they opened up about being child actors. In an interview, Mary-Kate recalled feeling like a little monkey performer when growing up. I look at old photos of me and I don't feel connected to them at all. I would never wish my upbringing on anyone. Ashley added that their move away from the spotlight was because they no longer wanted to be the center of attention. Seeing how her sisters suffered in the limelight made Elizabeth afraid of acting, especially because she'd seen the paparazzi hounding her sisters for years.
I had major panic attacks for a long time in my life. It was totally debilitating.
But her fear couldn't stop her love of performing. Initially, Elizabeth considered avoiding acting at all costs.
I thought I was gonna go be on Wall Street. I don't know what I wanted, but at the end of the day, I love acting.
But she didn't want to be like her sisters. So instead of heading straight for television or movie auditions, Elizabeth tried theater. Because on stage, there are no paparazzi or tabloids. She was determined to make it on her own, without any help. Elizabeth also wanted to wait until she was 18 before she started auditioning. For that reason, she never considered herself to be following in their footsteps. I decided that as long as I felt confident and worked hard for it, instead of having it handed to me, no one could take that away from me. I never got any job because of my sisters. But not everyone sees that independence as a good thing. Some fans are concerned that it was a result of her sisters blocking her entrance to Hollywood. Despite what critics may think, the relationship between these siblings is definitely not strained. Before Mary-Kate and Ashley left Hollywood, they gave their little sister a few tips. Elizabeth admitted that she learned her value system from them. They also taught her to be careful with what she shares in interviews, and that it's okay to say no when you don't want to answer an invasive question. Thanks to their advice, The actress learned to protect herself from the pressure of fame. Elizabeth quickly realized that, like her sisters, life was easier and more private without social media.
I'm never going back to social media.
But she doesn't follow all of their advice. She admitted that she wants to make her own mistakes to learn and grow. Elizabeth is also super protective of her older sisters. She doesn't like talking about them, to defend their privacy. But she never misses a chance to shut down haters with something bad to say.
How come you're so much nicer than your sisters?
You guys have been bothering them their whole life.
Mary-Kate and Ashley returned the favor. The twins honored their little sister by naming one of their fashion lines after her. For the Olsens, life is about more than fame and acting. The sisters prove that nothing is stronger than family, and that behind the scenes, blood is thicker than water.